guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. Now, in the past couple videos, I've showed you the C5, showed you that, well, unfortunately the C6 did not really blow up, but lost compression, so we are swapping out that engine for that engine setting right over there that I showed you in the last video. But in that C6 video, maybe the C5 video, I showed you that the tuner car that we picked up was indeed a 2014 Scion FRS or Toyota GT86, whatever you want to call it. For this car, it is a FRS, and unfortunately, it is a salvage title. The guy I bought it off of, it popped up on Facebook Marketplace at a pretty good deal, and I'd wanted one of these cars for a little bit to make it a drift car. However, I sold my daily driver. I decided I'm gonna make this my new daily driver. The guy hit a deer in it, and it absolutely obliterated the front end of the car. Car still runs, drives, starts, all of that. It has 119,000 miles on it. Well, today we're going to inspect the damage. I have not really touched this car since I've bought it. I've owned it probably close to a month now, and I have all the parts to fix it that I could visually see when I was looking at it outside, but I have not looked at it in depth. There may be some stuff we missed, so that's what we're going to do in this video, is we're going to look over everything, kind of make a list of everything we're going to need, and hopefully the list matches up to the stuff that I assumed that we were going to need. So guys, this is the car right here. Like I said, for the most part, this car is not in bad shape if you look at it from here back. So the car does appear to have been repainted previously. I checked the Carfax and it does not say that it had been wrecked prior to that incident. But as you can see, there is a clear discrepancy between the roof color and everything else. So I'm going to assume that something happened to this car that just was not reported. Because as weird as it is, it's just the top. Like the trunk lid, the spoiler is different than the bumper, even the back of the trunk lid. So I don't know if it was sun fade or what it is that caused this, but I figure if it was sun fade, the flat areas on the side would probably have it as well. I guess the pillars up here would have it, but I don't know what happened, but it doesn't much matter because we are going to be wrapping the car anyway. What color, I don't know. I'm actually probably going to let you guys decide that. Let's just go ahead and dive into it. But it does look like the inner fender is missing on this side. I do believe I did not order that, so we may have to get one of those just depending. But one of the big things that concerns me, this stool is so loud, is this gap being so far off. It is fine down here, but as it goes up, it starts to separate. So I'm assuming that when the impact occurred on this side, it shoved this fender back because this core support bent so bad. So I'm hoping that once we put the new core support on, it remedies that gap, because that gap is kind of concerning. They did say there was no frame damage to the car, and what I could see, it did not look like there was any frame damage on this. However, what people say and what is actually the fact sometimes isn't the same. It doesn't match up. So the headlight itself, I believe, is fine. Headlight bracket here is broken, but it looks like all the tabs on the headlight itself are actually good, and the headlights functioned fine. I think those are fine, which I did order new headlight brackets because to fit the GT86 bumper, we had to have new headlight brackets, so I went ahead and ordered those. And I also ordered these new fender brackets. I didn't know if this one was broke, but I went ahead and ordered it. They were like $4 a piece, so I figured I better be more safe than sorry. So I ordered the fender brackets and the headlight brackets, but I do believe the headlights are fine. But this was an object of note. There is overspray on this headlight, so I'm going to assume something was sprayed on this car. Not exactly sure what it is, but there is overspray. This front crash support bent. I'm going to order a new one of those. I haven't yet. It is somewhat concerning because the gap goes from being somewhat large over here to small over here. I don't know if that is because the radiator is pushed back on this side or it's pushed forward on this side, but I'm assuming that this crushed back, but it doesn't look bent back there is what kind of threw me off. Obviously we have to replace the core support. It comes in several different pieces, but I went ahead and ordered the entire assembly that comes with this front piece that unbolts, the side pieces that actually weld on under the fenders on both sides. There is this piece here that holds the latch mechanism for the hood, and then there is actually a bottom part that holds, I believe, the radiator. So all of that has got to come off for us to change that. This headlight bracket obviously broke. This headlight, again, like the other side, was fine, surprisingly. This fender, it did get some damage on it, so he did order this fender, and obviously I ordered this bracket. Broke, I'm assuming, all of this headlight bracket that goes underneath this. It broke it off because it is still bolted on here, and it looks like part of the inner fender got ripped off, but the inner fender is on this side. Windshield washer reservoir actually was unharmed, surprisingly enough. It does look like they have it tied up, I'm assuming, and I believe that it ripped the fog light harness off. So we're going to probably have to order that, but I didn't want to order any pigtails until I seen exactly what all that was for. On this side, it looked like most of the lighting was actually here, but it does look like it ripped some wires that I don't know what they go to yet, so that's going to be something that we have to find out. Obviously, it busted the intake. I don't know what kind of intake. Well, I do know what kind of intake. It had a K&N on it, obviously, but I don't know exactly what the setup was. It looks like the airbox came forward and it sat right here, but I'm assuming when it impacted the deer, it just kind of shattered that. It broke the fan shroud, but the fans work okay. So I think that maybe we can just epoxy over top of that, just the shroud itself, and reuse those and save a little bit of money. But honestly, everything else, it appears in working order. All the power steering works, all the accessories work, the AC still works. Even though the radiator and condenser kind of took some damage, it surprisingly all works, and it is not leaking at all, but we are going to put a new radiator on it just because I don't want to run around with that and risk failure. So that is pretty much it on the front of the car of the damage that I can see. The next video we'll start unbolting everything and seeing exactly what the damage is, but let me show you the inside of the car. Like I said, it's mostly clean for the most part. Does have some damage here. I believe that's just from getting in and out. The wheel has wear, obviously. It is an 8-year-old car with 120,000 miles, but the passenger seat looks great. It is an automatic, unfortunately. Not sure if it is going to start. The battery has been drained, but it has sat outside, so... Oh, well, it would help if I have the key. I don't have the key, so we're probably not going to get it started. Probably not going to start anyway. Everything in here was in working order. It does have the touchscreen. Not exactly sure what package this was, but it has heated seats. I guess this is your traction control, AC controls, all of that. So as far as in here, it's not in bad shape. But guys, I know this was kind of a short video. I just wanted to get the FRS or GT86 on the channel, show you guys what we're going to be working on. So if you follow me on social media and you see it pop up, then you kind of know the story behind it. One final look at it in its current state. Next video, we're going to start pulling everything off of that and really dig into assessing the damage. But like I said, I got a new hood, core support, headlight brackets, the fender brackets. I've got a new driver's side fender, a couple other little odds and ends with the grill, bumper. We actually have the FRS front bumper and we have a GT86 front bumper, but we're just going to sell the FRS bumper because I like the GT86 front bumper better. And it bolts right on, so I figure why not. So guys, if you like the FRS, if you like all the other content that's been on the channel, hit that big thumbs up. We are going to be uploading pretty regularly now that I've kind of got the itch to do this again. So hopefully we can build on this and keep the growth coming. So hit that big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will see you guys on the next video.